Where have you been? You're just gonna ignore me? I was originally gonna do a different like knife thing today, but I got another knife in the mail and the tuning just isn't up to par. When I do that video though, you guys will get it and everything will be fine. Anyways, right now I need to go get a UV filter. It's like kind of like a condom for your lens on your camera so it doesn't get fucked up. You know, you invest a lot of money on glass, you gotta protect it, right? Anyways, to the meat and potatoes, this is what we're reviewing today, boys. Cut to the footage. I ride my bike almost every day now. It's like this new thing I'm doing because I don't want to be fat. And I rode a little farther than I originally anticipated, so we're gonna do like part of the review here, and then we're gonna finish it up after I get through this bike ride. Fuck. I used to think like, I don't know. To me, the carbon fiber replicant is like one of the first hype replicants. That's what I call them. Kind of like the special edition reps that BRS released. I guess it kind of started with the selects and like the premiums, right? But now we're getting into like more edgy stuff. So like the carbon fiber replicant was a limited run, retailed for $370, which a lot of people thought was too high, and the secondary market seems to agree because right now I see a lot of them going for about $300. But it's kind of similar to the Killer Bee, where people have mixed reviews on it. It doesn't really matter what anyone thinks about any of these knives because the only thing I go off of is how the market reacts to them. And for some reason they've been crashing. Now recently, Ego's Death 47, I'm sure most of you know him, apparently he mains a replicant now that is carbon fiber. Might be true, might not be true. Regardless, he's helping with the hype, which is good because it is a very good knife. Now the main reason why people bitch about the carbon replicant, at least in my experience from the people that I've talked to, is that the replicant is too blade biased. Now, some people hold the opposite opinion and they say that, you know, the blade bias is exactly what they want because the G10 handles are too heavy. Another huge issue people bitch about with the carbon fiber replicant is that over time, the carbon fiber will flake and it's not as nice to touch or some shit like that. And I don't know if they're right or wrong. Comment below what you think about the carbon fiber replicant, but the rule is you have to have fucking had one. Because too many people are talking about knives they've never fucking flipped before. It gets a little redundant. So I'm sitting there and I'm flipping it like this. And I try to do like a ice pick catch, like an aerial, and I accidentally catch the fucking blade. And you know, a lot of people have been like complaining about BRS's like hardware QC or whatever. One thing they haven't had QC problems with is the blade sharpness, because I cut the shit out of my middle finger, like destroyed it. So I'm like sitting there and you know, I know a little medicine, you know, I like know enough to like not panic basically, and the scar's healed up, but I'm like staring at nerves and like fat, and I'm like, holy shit, like this cut me really, really deep. So I'm like sitting there trying to get it to stop bleeding, and I'm like pouring super glue into it and stuff, and I'm just like, fuck, it's 5 in the morning, what do I do? So I go to the ER and I have to like somehow make up an excuse as to why a very specific part of my hand is like completely gashed, and the only thing I could think of was I was trying to open a box with a box cutter and it slipped. The doctor just looked at me and was like, whatever, man. Just make sure your insurance goes through. After that, I had a really, really dirty taste in my mouth for the carbon fiber replicant. When I first got out of the box, I was super into it because of the sound. Oh, the sound. When I get home, we're gonna do a sound test and it's like sex. Now, keep in mind this isn't perfectly tuned and it's still gonna sound amazing. When I got mine factory new, brand new in box, it sounded about like this. So close to the shortstop, yet so far. Like I said, it is blade biased, and then when you couple that with the default rear bias that a Replicant gives you, you have a knife that carries its weight extremely well through rollovers, to the point where you're trying to keep up with the blade itself, and it moves just like the shortstop. It can be sketchy when you have to kind of use the momentum against itself and try to avoid the biting edge. I think that's what got me, you know, the first time. But relative to a regular Replicant, man, it's a hard decision. But to be honest, at least right now, I would take a carbon fiber Replicant over a regular Replicant. That's just right now, but I mean, in my opinion, a regular Replicant is basically exactly like a 42. It's literally a staple of the community, so it's kind of hard to compare it to anything else. Irregardless, you know, I mean, it's really whatever. At the end of the day, you know, knives are knives, and what you like to flip is what you like to flip. What I like to flip is what I like to flip. Comment below and let me know if you have any suggestions for any other videos. If you have ways, you know, that I can improve these videos, because I am trying to improve every single time I do upload. And let me know what you think about the CF Rep. Let me know if you like a premium more. Let me know if you like the, you know, if you prefer the carbon fiber versus the regular Rep. And then, oh yeah, make sure to roast the shit out of me in the comments. Till next time, boys. So we'll continue this discussion in about 12 miles. See ya, boys.